Infinity Theorist Productions presents a film on YouTube.com. Brought to you by Infinity Theorist Live, your weekly dose of fandom fun. Infinity Theorist TV Reviews. Today's episode. Year 2, Video 4. WandaVision is the craziest show I've ever seen, and I love it. WandaVision 101 and 102 review. AKA video number 57. Video is about 2 old episodes of WandaVision. Hello, I am the Infinity Theorist Quakes Mathematicians, and WandaVision is probably the
strangest show on earth, which is...
And just like the show that clip is from, I loved it. Well, not as much as the show that clip is from, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., by the way. But unlike Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., WandaVision feels completely off-brand for Marvel, yet somehow they pulled it off. Sitcoms are usually just 30 minutes of dry family humor, but WandaVision is actually good. So yeah, here's my review of WandaVision episodes 1 and 2. Let's start with the things that you may have missed. I have seen both episodes 3 times, 2 casually and 1 to take notes, and I noticed a lot of interesting things. I took a lot of notes, so get ready. The first thing I saw, actually thanks to other videos, is that the Marvel characters in the intro changed to black and white slowly to reference the change in the style of the show. Pretty fun Easter egg, not so important, but yeah, really fun. The next thing on my notes, I also saw in another video, and that is the...
My wife and the flying saucers.
My husband and his indestructible head.
Vision's line here is possibly a reference to S.W.O.R.D., the alien research SEALD offshoot that is monitoring Wanda. S.W.O.R.D. would also be a good way to make an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff. Just saying, I mean, it would still be a quick spinoff if Daisy was the main character, and we already have that space ambassador set up, so perfect opportunity. But anyway, Wanda's line was a reference to when Thanos destructed Vision's indestructible head in Infinity War. I personally think this is setting up Wanda going a bit insane toward the end of the show, so that is a thing. Another thing I noticed, this time on my own, was that the date August 23rd was a reference to when a few crew members were announced to be working on WandaVision, and one of these crew members was Kathryn Hahn, who plays Agnes. The Stark toaster actually made the sound of the Iron Man repulsors before booting up. Yes, I also got this from another video. The slogan for this toaster was, "Forget the past, this is your future." Kind of a creepy message, almost like these people don't want Wanda to remember what actually happened, and for her to move on in this new reality. Another Easter egg I learned about from YouTube is Agnes's "in the snap" remark. I thought she was referring to Wanda's magic, but she could very well be referring to Thanos' snap, the one that essentially killed Wanda. Trust me, I took more notes, but you don't want to know about the others, so on to my episode 2 notes. I noticed that the Marvel intro was in color this time, which is interesting. The names Glamour and Illusion are a reference to some characters from the comics. The audience is supposed to see through the charade is an interesting quote, an interesting part of the show, because it was almost like they were admitting this sitcom reality wasn't real. I feel like the real magic shows are fake quote is just there to cover up what they actually mean. Geraldine was a fun addition to the MCU, right? She kind of feels like the realest person in Westview besides Wanda. Of course she is, because we actually already know her. Remember that kid Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel? This is her all grown up. That's right, you thought WandaVision would be its own thing? Well, no, there was Monica and S.W.O.R.D. Well, in reality, we have known these things for a long time, like since 2019. So, yeah. I found the weirdest plot hole in WandaVision. If Vision doesn't eat, why does he have an esophagus? That's just too much. Like, there's no need for that. It's the most inefficient design choice ever. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because it's a funny but weird it's funny but weird plot hole in the show. So yeah, back to the real video. I'm 99% sure the voice on the radio is Jimmy Woo. I've seen all episodes of Fresh Off the Boat, so I think I know what Randall Park sounds like. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Jimmy Woo, so from Ant-Man and the Wasp. So that's cool. The Strucker watch had a Hydra symbol on it. Don't know if you noticed. Yet again, another perfect setup for an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff. At this point, they're just teasing us. I'm not sure if this next thing is important, but Herb's card was the King of Spades. Again, don't know if that matters, but you never know with Marvel. Agnes's pet rabbit is named Senor Scratchy, while other YouTubers have pointed out that Scratch is an old name for the devil, meaning that Mephisto could be joining the MCU, and there are Easter eggs hinting at his existence everywhere. I'm thinking that his name is a reference to Agatha Harkness' son, Nicholas Scratch. This could be hinting at Agnes actually being Agatha Harkness, as so many have said. In case you don't know, Agatha Harkness is a witch who works for Mephisto in the comics, who also manipulates Wanda to have children. These children, Wiccan and Speed, at first have a piece of Mephisto's soul in them, and later become real people. You know, the comics are kind of hard to understand, but yeah, Agnes is probably Agatha Harkness. But also, with Wiccan and Speed, they're twins. It's pretty much confirmed Wanda's having twins in WandaVision. We've seen the trailers. There are two babies. Another interesting line from Wanda is,
Well, you're back to yourself, and that's all I care about.
this, of course, is not true, as Vision isn't even alive, so he can't be back to himself. Again, another hint towards Wanda's impending insanity, like what happened in the comics. We'll get to that in a bit. On another note, I can't place Dottie's accent. It is like a standard American accent mixed with a little bit of Southern English. By that I mean the south of England. And it doesn't fit with any accent I've ever heard. Please let me know in the comments if you know what accent she has. I can't figure it out. I find it intriguing that as soon as Wanda says the children need popcorn, she immediately becomes pregnant. Also, the line is intriguing. The question is presented in such a way that you can almost yell at the screen, "No!" I find that very, very interesting. Speaking of the word no, time to talk about Wanda's impending insanity. At the end of episode 2, when the mysterious beekeeper shows up, Wanda says no, and rewinds back to when she found out she was pregnant. This, at least according to a YouTube video I saw once, is a reference to the infamous line she says in the House of M comics, "No more mutants." This one line was to show how much power she has. In the comics, all of the mutants were immediately wiped out, including her, when she said that. And I say she's on the brink of madness because she did indeed have a breakdown in House of M that led to this line. I can't wait to see what Marvel does with this. WandaVision is just so interesting. Alright, time for me to review each episode. Let's, of course, start off with episode 1, called Filmed Before a Live Studio Audience. As someone who isn't around or even a thought in the 50s and 60s, I can give an unbiased review of these two episodes. First, let's do a title review. I like the theme of the title. I just don't think it clarifies what the episode is about. All it says is that there are people watching this when they were filming. If I were a random person scrolling through Disney Plus to find what to watch and came across WandaVision, I don't think I would click on it based on the name alone. But it is a great name for existing fans of the MCU. What it tells us is that something is off about the MCU. We just don't know what it is yet. There are such things as perfect episode titles, but I definitely don't think this is it. I will tell you which TV episode I think has a perfect title if this video gets 5 likes. Anyway, I think I will give this title a 67 out of 100. Not the best score, but definitely not the worst. Now I'll review the actual episode. They say not to judge a book by its cover, but its content. I think that second part is a saying somewhere, so it should be the same with the shows. I think episode 1 of WandaVision was great for an existing MCU fan. You know enough about the characters to know something is suspicious. There were a few unexpectedly out of place, seemed weird statement by the way. It was pretty fun, a lighthearted sitcom about 2 great superheroes living in a suburban town, apparently New Jersey, based on the area code and Hackensack reference. Westview, New Jersey actually is a real place, by the way. But yeah, everything is fine and makes perfect sense by making no sense whatsoever if you are a Marvel fan. I definitely enjoyed not knowing what was going on. But see, that's the problem. Again, new Marvel fans don't know what's going on at all. They will see this and be very, very confused as to what they're meant to understand and what is meant to be left a mystery. To them, it's all a mystery. Well, it did have its fair share of funny moments, and I did absolutely love it. WandaVision Episode 1 is lacking explanation as to what is happening. That definitely lowers my rating down a bit. I think I'll give the first episode a raw score of 88 out of 100, but adjusting for the title score, it averages out to 77.5. Wow, that's that I actively enjoyed it. Either I am a harsh critic, or averages are unforgiving. Probably some of both, actually. Now time to review WandaVision Episode 2. Don't touch that dial. First is the name score. I actually like this name a bit more. It is more creative than the previous one, for sure, but it definitely is still lacking an explanation. All it tells us is that this takes place when dials were used on TVs. It doesn't say much else. As an MCU fan, I like the mystery around the name, but you as a random person, the mystery of the title is a little too mysterious. It is definitely a better name, though. So it will be... I'll be generous, and I'll give it a 75 out of 100. Now for the review of the episode itself. I liked this episode more than the previous one. It was a lot funnier, and with the previous knowledge of episode 1, you understand a lot more. The whole illusion and glamour act was hilarious, and I absolutely loved this little splashes of color every now and then. One of Marvel's best TV episodes. It might even equal my least favorite Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, Season 6, Episode 10, in terms of quality. I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm actually giving this a compliment. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being my favorite show, the worst episode is still amazing, while the rest of it is just... I don't have words. But, WandaVision is about equaling that amazingness of the worst episode. I'll give this episode a solid 92 out of 100. Raw score. A little room for improvement, but well done, WandaVision. So 87.5 total score. That's the average, or not the total score, the average score is 87.5. So tune in next week for my review of episode 3. Also, there won't be a live stream on Saturday, January 23rd, because I need a bit of a break, so I'm going to take a break. Anyway, be sure to subscribe with notifications so that you will know when my next WandaVision video comes out, and let me know if you like the vintage aspect ratio, audio, and video. I did it to reflect what WandaVision must actually look like to the S.W.O.R.D. agents. Well, and that's all I have for today, so goodbye.